tell you something, homie. I didn't have no show. I was working with the same organization that works against you niggas. James Prince got a house full of them niggas, them sex offender peddlers. Cause the FBI wants the Houston Police Department and James Prince too. Why you think Houston police keep turning the other way on all these murders, nigga? How do you think James Prince can get a police report, nigga, to an open murder investigation that includes his son? And none of the stuff is redacted. None of the information on this none of this names is blotted. How can James Prince get access to that, nigga? So, nigga, he working with the police, I'm working with the government.
Charleston White never bites his tongue when J. Prince Jr. or that whole Mob Ties crew comes up. That beef has been simmering for years, and Charleston isn't the type to play nice. He steamrolls anybody who steps out of line. The second Houston got mentioned, the room changed. The whole convo flipped into whether H-Town is really safe for black stars to show up, perform, and party without drama. Folks started arguing about if Texas hospitality actually applies when you got that crew in the mix. Charleston didn't let it be a debate. He cranked everything up to 11. Run up on me. James Prince. I'll go to war with the damn police over all this. He barked. No filter. No pause. What's wrong with you? I ain't scared of nothing. I'm ready for war. His delivery wasn't a whisper or a flex. It was a full-blown warning. Every syllable dropped like a grenade. He wasn't posturing for clout.
But that ain't got nothing to do with Houston. That more have more something to do with him having something to do with Dawg. And she playing gangster. But man, you can go to Houston, man, and really enjoy yourself.
You can.
Cause this thing, I done said Jay Prince had sold out shows. I done talked about ESG. And I go to Houston and enjoy myself.
He was daring anybody to test him and making sure everyone heard it. The energy was aggressive, direct, and absolutely unambiguous. Then he pushed it further, cutting into the rawest part of the story, Takeoff's death, using that tragedy to prove his point about Houston streets not being what people pretend. Charleston said the loyalty and safety people preach for Houston don't match the reality, and he called J. Prince Jr. out by name, deliberate, aimed, and personal. That wasn't random noise. It was a targeted strike meant to force a response and make the whole situation public. The message landed. This ain't just talk between pundits. It's personal, it's serious, and the smoke is real. Black celebrities can move through Houston just fine, but only if they keep a wide gap between themselves and J. Prince Jr. plus that mob tie circle. That one statement blew social media wide open. Say my mama's name again, and I'll make you throw your whole life away. Charleston barked, his tone pure poison. You a punk to me. Boy, you and your mob ties crew can kiss my ass. He didn't stutter, didn't sugarcoat a syllable. Charleston planted his flag so hard there was no mistaking his stance. Bold, brutal, and unapologetic. Anybody who followed Charleston White's rise knows this beef is way deeper than online trash talk. This ain't no clickbait argument. This is open warfare in real time. Charleston didn't tiptoe or hint. He bulldozed straight through the line. He practically dared J. Prince Jr. to clap back, calling him out in front of millions like he was challenging a whole movement. Stay clear of J. Prince Jr. and you'll move safe in H-Town, he warned. But if you let them trick you into checking in, that's when your problems start. Then Charleston turned the heat up even.
Make the white boy motorcycle game. Make Taylor Swift check in. Make Khloe Kardashian check in. What's the white boy name on The Voice? Make every motherfucking body check in. What's the white boy name down here? Post Malone. Make him check in.
Yeah.
Why the niggas got to check in? I just left Houston last week. I ain't check in. Yeah, I went through Houston, went to Beaumont. Nah, I ain't check in. So why the niggas got to check in, Mr. Prince? Mob ties?
And more. Diving into the night Takeoff lost his life. He claimed he heard stories right after it went down. Who spoke up, who stayed quiet, and who were pretending to roll dice. According to Charleston, that wasn't bad timing. That was a setup waiting to pop. If you like gambling, that's where they catch you slipping, he warned. You hang with them Bowie boys in Jay's circle, you setting yourself up for trouble. Every word felt like a street sermon, loud, raw, and deadly honest. But Charleston didn't leave it all in the dark. He gave props where it was due, calling Houston a player's paradise, a city dripping with life, money, and opportunity. Stick with your own crew, mind your lane, and you'll party till sunrise, he said. Houston's always been about that fly life. They only go gangster when they have to. Then he flipped the narrative again, ripping into that whole check-in culture with zero fear, practically daring anybody to challenge what he just laid down. Charleston called the whole thing what it really is, a flat-out scam. A fake safety net cooked up by dudes like Jay Prince Jr. to play gatekeeper and keep fear alive in the culture. It's Charleston white on mine. I don't claim no city. I represent a nation, he roared, voice dripping with pride and venom. He flexed about land, power, and preparation, making it clear he wasn't built like these street mascots pretending to be bosses. The message cut through like a blade. Charleston's not tied to any block, and he damn sure won't bow to one. That line alone set the whole internet ablaze. He didn't stop at words either. Charleston started talking heavy, like a man ready for full-on war. "Run up on me, James Prince. I'll go to war with the police," he shouted, daring anybody to test his resolve. He painted himself like a soldier in a standoff, armored trucks, bulletproof vests, weapons loaded. No hesitation. The tone was raw chaos and unfiltered danger. It wasn't just talk. It sounded like a man who meant every threat he made. Nobody could mistake the intent. The internet did what it always does. It exploded. Clips went viral instantly. Timelines split in two. Some folks called Charleston a clout chaser. Others hailed him a truth teller, finally saying what everybody's been too scared to admit. He claimed even cops and gang task forces hit his line, whispering about who really runs what. The situation spilled way past social media. It was in the streets, the stations, everywhere. Everybody was tuned in, waiting to see who'd fold first. Then Charleston circled back to his main message. Houston's still a player's paradise. Just don't confuse the city with the mob. You can rock your chain, hit the club, and shine. Just don't check in with Jay Prince Jr., he warned. He accused mob ties of running fake extortion plays, pretending to hold power they never really had. He told stories about how they switch it up when they travel, polite and quiet outside H-Town, only loud at home. His bottom line was simple: enjoy the city, just stay clear of that circle. They be on their best behavior, Charleston snapped. They only pull that fake bully move on weak rappers. He said too many cats fold under street pressure, walking straight into traps they could have dodged. That's when things turned nuclear. Charleston dropped the bomb that froze everyone. He claimed Jay Prince Jr. walked past Takeoff's body the night he died, like it didn't even matter. The crowd went silent, fans whispering, "What kind of man could do that?" Charleston kept pressing, disbelief written all over his face. "How you gonna act like you care," he said, "when you ain't even stopped to help?" That single line hit like a gunshot online. He tore down the mob ties myth, calling them out as street pretenders, not real power players. They ain't mafia. They don't run judges, unions, or cities, he said. They just act hard for cameras. It was surgical, a total dismantling of their so-called empire. Then Charleston painted the scene in chilling detail, a cold, cinematic moment frozen in time. He described Jay Prince Jr. standing calm, hollow, emotionless as chaos erupted around him. "He don't got that aura no more," Charleston said. Now he looked shook, like Whack 100 done crawled inside his head. He even hinted that Whack's rumored Fed connections got Jay Prince Jr. paranoid. "He know it. I know it. The FBI know we know it," Charleston said, voice steady, dangerous, final. That image, Jay Prince Jr. walking right past Takeoff's body, shattered the internet like glass. Charleston doubled down, accusing mob ties of only showing emotion when it's one of their own people lying cold. "If it ain't their people," he said, "they don't even blink." The internet went crazy, breaking down every second of footage, every glance, every breath. Some said Charleston was just stirring the pot for clicks, while others swore he was finally saying what everyone else was too scared to admit. Then came the challenge. Pure, uncut war talk. "Come on out here," Charleston barked. "We ready for whoever. If you a mob, then I'm a nation." The internet exploded all over again. Comments flooded every post. "If this is what checking in gets you, count me out." Charleston closed that rant with a warning shot for the culture. "Y'all don't make the police check in. So why should we? I'll hire my own security. White, black, don't matter. I don't owe nobody nothing. He wasn't done yet. That's why I can't respect that mess, Charleston said. You just bullying your own people. That ain't how a real mob operates. The real mob makes everybody pay. Judges, cops, politicians. Everybody feels the heat. But this? Nah. It's fake power, and I can't respect that. He smirked, shaking his head. Whack 100 done tricked Mr. Prince. Man. Used to be never spoke. Now his name stay in drama like gasoline on fire. Every time J. Prince Jr.'s name hits the air, chaos follows. Charleston didn't hesitate to pull the curtain back, calling out how mob ties hold zero weight in Dallas. We ain't scared of J. Prince up here, he said. His sons? That don't mean nothing. If they try something, they'll learn real quick. We don't play those games. They only kings in Houston. Mob ties don't run nothing past them city limits. His tone was pure defiance, fearless, direct, and surgical. Then he went right for the street credibility they brag about. When police kill somebody, where's mob ties? When a kid dies and nobody gets justice, where's mob ties? When women getting hurt in your own city, where's mob ties? He asked. He pointed out the hypocrisy, claiming power but never using it to protect their people. We out here doing work for the kids, the neighborhoods, and these dudes don't do a damn thing. His words landed heavy, a shot straight at their legacy. Charleston pressed harder on the weakness hiding behind the fear. If one family runs a whole city, that's not power, that's weakness, he said. People in Houston scared to stand up, scared to speak out. So I'ma be that voice, because clearly nobody else will. His voice carried conviction, like a man fed up with silence. It wasn't just commentary anymore. It was a mission. Charleston made it clear he was speaking for the people who couldn't. Then he laughed, addressing his own reputation. Charleston White and hold back? That's an oxymoron, he said with that trademark smirk. Even saying it don't sound right, because I don't hold back, and everybody knows it. And like always, he came for the jugular, reminding the world that he's not just talking for clicks, he's standing for truth. I speak up for the ones too scared to talk. Somebody got to say it, and I ain't afraid to. He ended with a bomb that shook everyone watching, the corruption talk. Houston scared? Man, he said flatly. Mob ties got the city in a chokehold, and they're working hand in hand with police. Allegedly, of course, for legal reasons, he smirked. But I believe it 100%. He started connecting dots, murders, extortion, celebrities targeted at dice games, and cops just looking the other way. If this was New York, they'd already be hit with a RICO, he said. Charleston laid it out plain. It's the same setup, murders, robberies, extortion, intimidation. All the same blueprint as 9 Trey, he explained. So why no RICO? Only one reason, protection. He said mob ties moves like a group that's working with the feds, not hiding from them. They're cooperating. They protected. That's how you get away with everything from extortion to murder, he finished, his tone cold and confident. They ain't untouchable, they just connected. If you apply Occam's razor, the idea that the simplest explanation is usually the truth, the answer hits like a brick. The only reason the Prince family moves untouched is because they are working with the feds. Period. Either you take the fall or you cooperate. That's how the system works. And honestly, I agree with Charleston White. We say allegedly for legal reasons, but in reality, they are protected. They are plugged in. Ain't no other explanation that makes sense. You can't keep dodging bullets, beating cases, and running the city without help from upstays. It's impossible. The Prince family's been moving reckless for years, and nothing sticks. The only way that happens is if somebody's feeding the feds or shaking hands behind closed doors. They are cooperating, and that's why they move like ghosts. But notice how selective they are. They don't press everybody, only people they think they can control. Look at who they don't mess with. They are not checking Michelle Wu when she touches down in Houston, because she could call the National Guard in a heartbeat. They are not running up on Bernie Sanders either. Man could drop one phone call and have federal eyes all over the block. You see the pattern? They only pick on the powerless. They target people who can't fight back. It's coward energy, not mob energy. Houston's full of million-dollar politicians, Democrats, Republicans, business moguls, and none of them are checking in. Why? Because the Prince family knows better. They are scared of the real power players. They are hiding behind fear, hoping those same politicians never look their way. Real mob bosses don't move like that. Real mob bosses make everybody pay, no matter who you are. That's the difference. The Italian mob? They didn't discriminate. If you lived under their watch, you checked in, period. Politicians, judges, athletes, businessmen, nobody was off limits. They were fixing games, buying elections, owning entire cities. That's what real power looked like. You couldn't hide behind fame or money. The rules applied to everyone, no exceptions. Now compare that to mob ties. These dudes pick and choose. They target black entertainers and up-and-comers, never the powerful or the protected. That's not mob activity. That's modern-day intimidation. That's racial targeting dressed up as street politics. If you only go after your own people, you're not a boss. You're a bully, a selective extortionist, a fake mob with a fragile ego. The Italian mob built empires. These guys build fear, and only among their own. The real mob would have checked everyone, from mayors to moguls. That's what made them legendary. The Prince family just imitates that structure, watered down, selective, performative. You don't make the rules if you only apply them to your own kind. That's not respect, that's oppression. And that's the real truth Charleston was trying to expose. This isn't about business. It's about control. What we're seeing isn't a brotherhood. It's an anti-black terror network masquerading as a mob. Their mission is to keep people afraid, to make Houston feel unsafe for its own black residents. But that fear is crumbling fast. People are realizing they can go to Houston, move freely, and nothing happens. The influence is fading, piece by piece. Once J. Prince Sr. steps out of the picture, it's over. Nobody respects the son. The check-in era dies with the father. That whole mob fantasy collapses. The myth unravels. Because without that old-school mystique, the power dissolves. Houston's future will belong to the people again, not the fearmongers pretending to run it. J. Prince Sr. wanted that Italian mob energy so bad. He studied it, admired it, tried to copy it, but never lived it. He was watching from the sidelines, dreaming about being one of them, like Trunks watching Tapion in Wrath of the Dragon, saying, I want to be like him. That was J. Prince Sr. watching the Gambino family, staring at real gangsters, real chaos, real power, and wishing he could wear that crown. But here's the thing, they never had that kind of pull. They tried to move like the real mob, but they never had that reach, that respect, that muscle. What they built wasn't power, it was paranoia. The whole thing mutated into something darker. It's not the mob. It's anti-black terror dressed up as influence. They are pretending to have control they never truly owned, and that's what makes them dangerous. A bunch of street veterans trying to cosplay as the Gambinos. For what? Why would you even want that comparison? Those were still criminals. Bro, even if the Italian mob had more order, they were still snakes. Why idolize that? You studied killers and called it business. You copied dysfunction and tried to make it look like discipline. And now, you're out here looking goofy. The same blueprint you worshipped is the one that's sinking you. And now Charleston White got your whole operation looking exposed, like a spotlight hit a roach nest. Your image, your mystique, your aura, all gone. You could have played it smart, kept it about business, kept your name clean. That alone would have been legendary. From a pure business standpoint, the mob ties legacy could have gone down as one of the most respected black dynasties in America. The money, the music, the movement, it all had potential. But when you strip away the money and the features and the celebrity friends, what's left? The lack of integrity, the betrayal of your own people. That's what's going to define the legacy, not the success, not the deals, not the cosigns. History won't remember you as businessmen. They'll remember you as oppressors of your own community. The first anti-black terror network built by black men themselves. That's the tragedy of mob ties. And that stain? It doesn't wash out easy. Generations will feel it. When the dust settles and the culture evolves into something stronger, more unified, more self-aware, the story of mob ties will hang like a cautionary tale. Power without integrity always collapses. What's built on fear never lasts. And when it falls hard, taking the name, the bloodline, and the legacy with it. Anyway, that's my time. If you rock with this breakdown, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. I'm Snow, right here, keeping it real as always. Be easy, y'all, and remember, fake power always exposes itself in the end.